Hey everybody, Dustin from BattleBox here. Today, I just wanted to give you an idea of kind of what's going on behind the scenes with BattleBox. In the past couple of years, we've been working on this project for almost 8 years now. We haven't taken a lot of time to tell you what we're doing, because in a lot of cases, when we spend time informing the community, we're not actually working on BattleBox. So we're getting to the point now where it makes a ton of sense to sit down and actually spend time and energy showing you what we're doing. So here's what I'm doing during the week. I'm sorting through a ton of game models. Some of them are paid, some of them are not. We're getting them off of the Unity asset store. And we are sorting them, adjusting them, converting them, sometimes outright changing them for use in BattleBox. So that's kind of what this process is, just kind of a fun little thing. In this case, I'm working on some RPG stuff. I'm going to get to some wargaming stuff here pretty soon, although some of it's pretty interchangeable, but it ends up being a thing. So the initial process is going through, after you get the assets on the asset store, and examining each and every single model and every single prefab and evaluating it for how much work is it going to take to get into BattleBox. So what we're looking for is things like holes in the meshes, strange pivot points, things like that, over complex objects, redundant objects. So here you can see there's actually a gap in the model where you can see through it, and that's fine in some cases, but not in every case, not in most cases, in fact. If you're dealing with something that's going to be flush up against a wall, that's okay. If you're going to be dealing with something that might just be sitting there on its own, probably not going to be a very good candidate. And so it's this long, laborious process of just looking at and examining every single one. And this isn't even the project for BattleBox. This is just, an initial setup and sorting through. This is like a slush project that I just import everything into. So it's a long process. Also at this time, we're sorting out objects. We're taking a look at, is this object a fantasy object? Is this object a sci-fi or futuristic object? Is this a contemporary, I think we're calling it, object? Where does this fit? And that's called taxonomy. It's classification. And a lot of that's determined by the kit that we buy. But when we're taking a look at where does this thing go and how do we organize it once we get it into BattleBox, that ends up being a thing too. So as I'm going through and reviewing it, I'm sorting and reclassifying. And okay, what does our collection look like, and how do we get that to make sense? So in the case where we find one after going through it where there's a value to the model and having it, but it's got a technical problem like a hole in this case, what we do is we go through, we fill the geometry, and we take a look at the texture and go, can I add existing texture space to this part of the 3D model? And if I can, I do it. And sometimes you have to sort around and root around a little bit and line things up. And it takes a little bit of time to find the right solution, something that makes it look good and makes it look natural. But once it's done, and you've been able to squeeze more value out of that model. So that's kind of a broad overview of what we've been doing right now. These kits that we're getting, we have several of them that are free. The best ones cost money. This one cost around, I think it was $45, $50. It is coming out of our pockets. So we are looking at ways to sell models, obviously. We are thinking about doing a Patreon. Just every little bit helps. We're not expecting, to be able to fund everything off of it. We're not going to sit around and wait to buy a kit. It's the shopping season right now, and so things are always on sale. And so, if I see something, I'm going to go and get it. But taking some of that financial pressure off would help. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely let me know down in the comment section, what would be the most convenient, whether it's Patreon or Indiegogo, or what kind of format would be good. And we can have that discussion. So that's just a broad overview of what we're doing. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting BattleBox.